Hey drama family, I mentioned in my last uh, old age makeup tutorial about kind of having fun and making characters come alive. So I'm going to just kind of point you to my playbill wall here. And the makeup that you're going to need for a West Side Story or Pride and Prejudice kind of show is your normal beauty makeup, making sure that the actor's eyes are larger, making sure that people can see them, um, or old age makeup. But when you get into shows like Cats or The Lion King or even Frozen for the Trolls, you might need some kind of character makeup, which is kind of fun and is a really great way to sort of play with makeup and play with those things. And makeup is not a girl thing or a boy thing. Typically, probably girls have more experience putting it on, but if you're like me, I did not get into makeup when I don't wear makeup, you guys know that. But I didn't get into makeup really until about a year ago, when I started doing bruise effect makeup for people. So, this is something that I am not good at. It's something that I practice at, and it's fun for me, but it's something that I want to show you guys that you don't have to be good at something to put a creation out there or to try. So those of you who had the amazing experience of wearing weird makeup to school and junior high, I applaud you because you're way ahead of me. Instead, I've watched some YouTube tutorials and I play at home when I'm bored. I actually already made this video once, but I didn't love it because I was using a different camera that kind of switched directions, so I kept pointing at the wrong thing. So we're remaking it. So you can see I kind of have a little bit left of makeup on my eyes, and we'll get to it. So I mentioned offhand the Little Mermaid in my old age makeup tutorial. So I thought that would be kind of a fun thing to play with. I've toyed with the idea of doing the Little Mermaid at Beamer. The reasons I haven't done it are the sets are crazy and the costumes are crazy. But part of that costume would be makeup for the fish, for the underwater creatures, for all those things. So in the movie and in the stage show, Flounder is a boy, but that doesn't mean he wouldn't wear makeup. And part of the fish-like qualities you can sort of display in makeup, and you can do it in a lot of different ways. If you Google Flounder stage makeup, you'll find all different kinds of ways people have done it in the past. So we're just going to play with one way that I've thought of that could be kind of cool. But I haven't done it very well yet, so stick with me. This is going to be a let's play with makeup kind of tutorial, not a serious one. So I'm going to use the face paint ones, the cream-based face paint, which I find really useful for some of these things. I'm actually going to start with the lip because I want to show you guys kind of a cool thing. So what you can do, and I'm going to grab my mirror so that I can see a little bit better, is you can do just a bit of your lip and do sort of like a fish, what's it called? A fish face, but kind of already with the lip. So what I'm doing is just basically creating a false lip that I'm going to fill in and kind of fix up the sides. So I kind of have a false bottom lip, and then I'm going to just kind of stamp it onto my upper lip so I see where the lines are so that I can not go past them. So now I'll just fix this up and I'll do the little corners there. Now if I wanted to go all out, I could actually use cover up or foundation or anything to sort of hide the rest of my lip from view. Or I could decide that I didn't like just doing the smaller lip, and I could do the whole lip. I am going to do a little bit more of the lip and fill in the part that's just kind of the stamped version. This is where a normal, well-edited YouTube tutorial would sort of fast forward. But you're with me now. So that gives us just the illusion of sort of like fish lips, which will be kind of come in handy later. A little too much there. And I wanted to show you guys in the old age makeup tutorial, we talked a little bit about doing like a two-tone two-tone kind of lip. And I'm just going to take a little bit of color set on the lips here so that we don't end up with a green, because I'm going to actually put some yellow on top of these lips. So if you remember if you watched the old age makeup tutorial, not if you remember, you didn't necessarily need to watch it. I did kind of the base coat, which is where your lips are like flat, and then you can kind of do a top coat where they're super wrinkly. And this time, instead of doing 2 cream coats, we're actually going to do one that is a coat with powder. That's what that's called, powder. So now we have sort of a two-toned look. And it just gives us a little bit more depth and a little bit more interest. And it's going to tie in the blues and yellows of Flounder throughout. So then I might do my eyes. I will tell you guys right away, I am not great at eyes. Eyes, I think, are something that you have to perfect over years and years of looking awkward in middle school and or awkward in your own home. So I'm not there yet. But I know that I want to do like a yellow eyelid. And then I'm going to do blue as my eyeliner. Now they do make blue eyeliner pencils. But I personally don't have a blue eyeliner pencil because I would never use it probably for any other kind of character. So I'm just doing a little bit of yellow. And I haven't done foundation. I haven't done kind of that to kind of help the color pop at all. So it is kind of very subtle. It's a little bit clearer in my mirror than it is on here. So let me see if I can kind of see it now. And we're just going to take that, and again, we're just going to apply on our eyes like so. I mean, eyeshadow goes on your eyes. And then I'm going to go back to the cream makeup. I'm going to take a really skinny brush. You can see that, really skinny. And I'm just going to get some blue on there. And I'm not going to do a full eye because it'll look pretty heavy, I think, because I don't have good control to keep it really, really thin. So I'm just going to do a little bit of the bottom line and then probably the full top line. So I'm going to actually start probably right around here. I'm just going to keep it nice and thin, and I'm going to actually go up and create kind of my cat eye, I guess it would be called. Move the color set powder away from me so I don't knock it all over. And I'm just going to kind of darken that up a little bit, but not a ton. And I'm just going to kind of create that. And I have really deep creases in my eyes. It runs in my family, which is probably too much information for you, but there you go. So you may not have as deep of a set crease. So then I'm going to do the same thing on my top eyelash. And it's just brightening up the eye, giving the light somewhere to go. Eyeliner is one of the only things that I require my actors to wear. In our black box, we're not super far away from the actors. So it doesn't mean we don't have to do as much makeup as if you were performing for 400 people. Let's see if I can do the same line on the other side. Here goes nothing. Actually, not the worst eye I've ever done. Not the best eye I've ever done. So you kind of just keep applying, and I like using the cream base for this. I actually like it better than using an eyebrow pencil. I do feel like I have better control for me personally. Now we do have that kind of mistake. I can just rub that out with my finger. Oh, and then I put more on it. But this is when we get out our handy dandy makeup remover wipes. And we can just kind of find that trouble spot and get rid of it. Now I will need to then put more of the yellow on my eye because I just wiped it like all off. But I touched my eye everywhere, so now I have blue because I had blue on my fingers in kind of the crease here that I don't want. So that might be the start. Now I could make these thicker. I could fill them in. In fact, let's do that just to show you guys what you might do. You could make them a little bit thicker like that. So they're a little bit thicker. You could make them kind of go into a wavy line if you wanted to look like waves. It's a little above my ability right now, so I won't attempt. And then you get to start thinking about the rest of the makeup of how are you going to create this well-known character that's a fish and turn it into an actor, a person. One of the things when they did the live version of The Little Mermaid, they kept the animals as puppets, which I love puppets, don't get me wrong. But it did lose some of the cool qualities, I think, of the stage show when all of your characters are humans and you need them to look like animals. So some things that you could do that would be relatively easy. You could take a brush. I'm going to try to find a better brush for this. This won't work. Take a brush and take the yellow and do something really simple like kind of bringing that color into the character's face. We'll see it a little bit more as I fill it in. And sort of just kind of giving the idea that they have makeup all over their face without actually having to cover their whole face in makeup. Now, there are characters whose entire bodies are covered in makeup. In Wicked, for instance, Elphaba, the witch that we're all familiar with, she is covered completely in green makeup. Her hands, her face, her neck, any skin exposed is going to be covered in, I believe it's actually an Urban Decay color, which for those of you guys who are like, Urban Decay, that's just a popular type of makeup. So that's something that I think is really interesting with stage makeup is having to adapt to these characters. So with that, I could then take my skinny brush or the brush that I use for my lips that has blue on it already, and I could just line this with blue. And is that the greatest line? No, it is not. Is it worse than before? No. Again, I'm not great with makeup, but already you can see that it's starting to become more of a character. And you could play with the eyebrows. You could make the eyebrows. Let's take... Oh, and why do I keep dropping the blue on my white carpet? Explain that to me. Do as I say, children, not as I do. Put your brushes somewhere that aren't going to get on your carpet and make people mad. I'm actually going to take some blue powder, and now I don't remember what I was going to do with it. What was I going to do, you guys? And I got the powder brush out for a reason. Whatever, that's the beauty of this. It doesn't really matter. And I'm going to go ahead and think about how do I want the rest of this face to look. So I've chosen to do sort of a thing at the top. Now I could keep going and put like circles or like bubbly things at the top. I could continue it down into my nose. I could do scales. If you really want to do scales in a cool way, fishnet tights are a great way to get the pattern already on your face and use powder. So that's something to think about. Let's go ahead and draw kind of where normally would be kind of our contour line. And we're just going to draw on, this is not going to be even, so let's pretend that for a second. I can do this evenly. And let's do one on our chin here. And then we can fill those in with yellow. Where'd my yellow brush go? Found it. And the other thing with the color set that I put on here, when I lick my lips or accidentally touch them, it's not going to come off as easily as if I just left it there. So I'm just filling these in. I might have done the yellow first, but I kind of wanted you guys to see what it looks like. Now, all of these things, again, are, I'm going to use the mirror for this, totally changeable. There's no right way to make a person into a fish or, you know, a fish character. So it's something that's really fun to play with, something that's fun to create. You can try all different kinds of things. You can do famous things like that you know exist, like Flounder. You can do mermaids, you could do fantasy creatures, you could do monsters, you could do all kinds of things with makeup. They're just sort of fun to play with. So then if I wanted to, I still don't remember what I was doing with powder brush, so, you know, there's that. But if I wanted to, I could take blue and put it on the edge of my eyes and kind of make that yellow pop a little bit more. I could do mascara. I know what I was doing with powder brush. I was going to do my eyebrows. So what you can do with powder too is you can take it and kind of fill in your eyebrows a little bit. So now I'm going to make one blue. I'm going to make one yellow. Guys, I'm so popular. I've gotten like 3 text messages while I've done this. Okay, so one blue eyebrow. Let's do a yellow one just for the heck of it, so we can see which one we like better. I know it's the greatest tutorial you've ever seen. Now, I don't super love the half and half. I do like the blue eyebrow better than the yellow, but that's something that you have to try and figure out and see what you like. So my point, you guys, is as I kind of finish up this great makeup tutorial, is that this is something that you guys can play with. You can play with different things. Instead of using brushes, you can use the sponge. That would probably speed things up, right? You could say, I want to do my nose. You can use a sponge. It goes much faster than a brush, but it's a little less accurate. So you can do all kinds of things. You can use the blue and the yellow as contour to do your whole face. You could just do a beauty makeup. You could do, I've seen a lot of people do beauty makeups that extend kind of as like a Venetian mask kind of thing. It's totally up to you, and it's super fun to play with, you guys. So if you have access to makeup, or when we get back to school, if you want to try it out, I'm totally down to hang out and put on some weird makeup and kind of make do. Okay? Have a great day, you guys. Stay sane by doing something creative. Did something done every day. And I will see you when I see you. I miss you guys. Bye.